We are slowly drifting away from the world that we once knew. We are slowly fading into a future as a slave. We are slowly forgetting a life of freedom and happiness. And we are seeing everything that we knew slip out of reach, out of our grasp, as we slide under the boot of tyranny. But we do know that true liberty does require great sacrifice. However, we sit in silence, paralyzed by fear, remaining willfully ignorant, cursed by our cowardice. Well, we should know that fear can be conquered, curses can be broken, and that freedom is always won. Yes, as in winning the battle for freedom. Where does the battle for freedom begin? The battle for freedom begins with you and with me, and it is never won without communication, because communication is a key element to the survival of a free people. I refuse to be silenced. We should all refuse to be silenced. And what else is the key to freedom? Well, if we are locked in a prison of tyranny and slavery, just holding those keys to freedom, most would regard that as very foolish. You and I have those keys to freedom. Stop being afraid to actually grab them and truly take hold of them. But that's still not enough, right? You have the keys to freedom. Use them now. We have the keys to freedom. We all need to be using them now. And the more faith that we have, the more power we will receive. Do you believe that? I do. We can be the generation of believers. Believers that moved mountains and conquered the giants of globalism. We hold the keys. Believe.
As I have said before, you have become enslaved by disability. And the elitist, the new way of thinking for the common man, they believe that if you take away his legs, he cannot run free and he cannot stand. If you take away his arms, he cannot reach for the stars. If you take away his hands, he cannot grasp those that he loves. If you take away his heart, he can feel no more. And if you take away his knees, he cannot get down on them and pray to his God. So let me ask you this. Who has stolen your will? Who is your slave master?